Hello, good day everyone. I am Romualdo Ranieses and BSHM2B, and for today's discussion, we will be tackling about the organization and management. So, before we'll proceed to the main topic, let's have an introduction. What is organization and management? So, organization is an organized group of people with common goals and objectives. It is an organized body of people with a particular purpose, especially a business, society, and an association. So, management is a process of harmonizing an administration of people, tasks, and functions within an organization to work effectively and efficiently. So, when we say effective, meeting the desired result of an objective. So, when you're in a organization, you have an objective. So, you should work effectively to meet what is your desired objective. So, efficient is meeting the desired result within or less than the prescribed time and resources. So, effective plus efficiently is equals to good management. And good management is a road to a successful business. So, business in general, the development of our business culture. People have engaged in business activities since the earliest beginnings of community existence. So, from the first beginning of a man living in a society, having a barter with his neighbor, or having a barter with things, foods, or goods, whatever, he is already engaged in a business, intentionally or not intentionally. So, from its simple beginning in the dim reaches of man's prehistoric past, business grew and proliferated. Business is equally ancient in the Philippines. So, daan ni na ginabuhat sa Pilipinas. So, dili na ni siya bago pa. It also reaches back into prehistoric times. And historians have shown that the Philippines lies at crossroads of ancient trade and migration. So, in 9th century, Arab traders were already visiting the island. So dili na jud sini siya bago pa sa Pilipinas, kay we're already accepting and foreign traders. In 12th century, Chinese traders took over most of the Philippine trade. The galleon trade. It is a trade between Manila and Acapulco in Mexico, which was carried on mostly during the 18th century. Munid sa katong mga ay barko ni sa nga muy gikargahan sa mga cargos nga gikan mga trades from Philippines nga idala ngadto sa Amerika. This is the galleon trade sailed the Pacific for 250 years, bringing to America's cargos of luxury goods such as spices and porcelain in exchange for New World silver. Business in the Philippines and in other countries of the free world is basically capitalistic in nature. This means that society entrusts the workings of the business process to the guidance of the private businessman. So, what is capitalism? It is an economic system in which the means of production of goods or services are privately owned and operated for a profit. So, capitalism is it is a business nga gi-manage siya sa isa ka tao or owned by one person nga si jara mismo ang ga-manage. So ija ang mga asset nga ijang i-produce. So ang basically ang profit nga mahimo sa isa ka business adto jud ni sa padung kay privately owned man ija man jud to. So business is capitalistic if it is private ownership of non-personal means of production. The lands, industrial plants, equipments, factories, transportation facilities, and other capital goods, or at least the larger part of the community's capital goods, are owned by individual persons or by private corporations and not the state. So number 2, production for private account means that private initiatives gives rise to production. Essential for private profit, the earnings from business go to private individuals or groups. Number 3, voluntary savings and institution of bank credit. Private owner's objective in business activities is to earn a profit as a result of the use of his productive assets. So, hey, sa una para ang isa ng objective to make a business is to make a profit, to earn a profit from the assets he produces. The motivation for profit serves as the greatest incentive for economic drive on the part of the owners of resources. The private owner's objective is to earn the highest profit, which serves as his motivating factors in production, can lead to the production to luxury items. So, according to Karl Marx, all mankind must sooner or later pass through the succession of different historical stages, ending on the attainment of the stage of socialism and finally the communism. The study of business. The modern business culture has such all-embracing and pervasive effect on every single member of the Philippine community that it becomes advisable to have a clear mental picture of its meaning. So, ang sa kataw nga puyo sa isa ka lugar, ganigo siya man sa Zarwa. He always engaged in a business for his everyday living. From the sa pagkaon ng isang kaon sa sinina nga isang gisuot. So, in a way nga nipalit siya ng sinina so ni-engage na siya sa isa ka business, nipalit siya sa pagkaon ng isang gikaon, ni-engage siya pud sa isa ka business, intentionally man or not intentionally. So for instance, it may be asked, is every money-making enterprise a business? Yes, money-making enterprise a business. And if this is so, what about gambling? Gambling may be involved in business also. What about an enterprise that loses money? Is that a business? Yes, in every business, there's a risk that you will lose your money, but you're always engaging in a business. What about the farmers? Is he in a business? Yes, he is in a business. He produces farmers make and produces products and goods in a market, so he's in a business. He's into a business. What about those in medical profession? They also engage in business, but the products they produce is their services, not their services that they sell, and the patient will pay the service they rendered. What is the difference between a man who works for another and a man who does work for himself? So, ang kalahian nila is, ang isa ka tao nga works for another is naa sa day amo, naa sa day employer, ug employer as sa ang profit nga mahimo sa service nga isang gihimo, ang profit nga mahimo, ang kita niya is mapunta sa employer, then ang employer na ang bahala nga magbayad sa ha. While a man does the same work for himself, so naanid ang sidya ang gagama sa isa ka service, sidya ang gagama sa isa ka product, so ang profit mangadto ra pud niya. Is an inventor a businessman? Maybe an inventor is a businessman. So take the case of Miss Cruz and Miss Reyes, who are stenographers of the same ability, both using the same system of shorthand and the same make of office machine, a typewriter. Miss Cruz is a secretary of Mr. Roldan, a well-known investment banker, while Miss Reyes, however, is a secretary of a clergyman. Their job is functionally the same, yet it could be said that one of them is in business and the other is not. So they are functionally the same, kay pareha sila nga secretary, pareha sila nga gaatubang sa typewriter, isa ka computer, pareha sila nga naay giservan nga boss, ug parehas ba sila nga secretary ra. So naay-isa nila nga ga-engage into business, ang isa pud is wala. So kani si Miss Cruz nga secretary ni Mr. Roldan mo'y nag-engage sa business, while si Miss Reyes is not. There is probably no finely drawn dividing line between business and non-business. Kay obviously a merchant is a businessman. So that is Mr. Roldan, while a clergyman is not. Attributes of the term business. Business has been defined as an organization of the people with varied skills which uses property or talents to produce goods or services which can be sold to others for more than their cost. Business includes any lawful activity carried on continuously which involves buying, selling, manufacturing, and financing, or the rendering of a service for money. Fundamental characteristic of a business that distinguishes it from other economic activities is the fact that the goods produced or purchased or the service created are not primarily for the consumption. Be considered a businessman, but the modern farmer who produces for the market is in a very real sense a businessman. So kani mga professions nga law, medicine, engineering, teaching, and others nga profession nga nagrender sila og personal service to others mooy dili apil ani nga fundamental characteristic of a business. Objective of a businessman: to sell his product or service in such a manner as to recover not only what is actually cost him, but also something in excess to cost to provide a reward personal effort and rest. So, isa din sa objectives isa ka businessman to make a profit, earn a profit from the assets they have produced or they have from the assets they take risk para makita nila ang result ug mo ma-expand pa nila ang ilang businesses. Makita nila ang result sa ilang effort ug sa mga assets nga ilang gi-take risk. Kinds of business. W.R. Spriegel classifies business activities into three broad groups: commerce, industry, and services. So, commerce is the transfer or exchange of goods and services with the movement of goods from point of production to point of consumption. It covers buying, selling, and marketing and merchandising, which are directly involved in the transfer of goods. So, indirectly, collecting of goods, grading, warehousing, transportation insurance, and the financing of transfers. While industry is primarily concerned with the creation of form utility or the production of goods that are used either by the consumer, called consumers goods, or by other industries in the further production, which called producers goods. The broad grouping of industry is further subdivided into four: genetic, extractive, manufacturing, and construction industries. So, genetic industries derived from the word genesis or beginning, include agriculture, forestry, and fish culture. While extractive is the industry which they involve in mining, lumbering, hunting, and fishing. They are characterized by the extraction of goods from natural resources. So, well, ang genetic is from the agriculture sa mga forestry, fish culture, unja ang extractive is from the magbuhat sila isa ka product nga gikan sa natural resources. Pareha ning kahoy himuon ag tabla na para himuon pagbay. Manufacturing industries involved in the changing of raw materials or secondary products into a more useful form. So, from the extractive industry nga gagama sila og raw materials, ipasa sa manufacturing maggama pud sila og finished products nga gikan sa nga maggama sila products from raw materials into a finished products. The change from a basic to a more advanced form may be physical or chemical. Construction industries may range from the building of multi-million piso highways, airports, and many-storied skyscrapers to the more humble dwellings and residences where we live. So, muni aga tong mga establishments, buildings, roads, mga highways nga ginama naa sa atong palibot is included in the construction industries. So, services are the third broad classification of business. It caters to personal needs of people or with the rendering of a personal service. These services are the business engaged in service and are not involved in buying, selling of goods or manufacture of products. So, ang ilang ang ilang gi-render jud is services, not dili ng mga products. Recreation services include motion picture production and distribution, theaters for drama and stage presentations, televisions and the like. Ngunit mga sa mga television, sa mga salida, mga artista, they entertain us, they give a service. Mo ni na include sila sa recreation services. While personal services include such businesses as restaurants, hotels, lodging houses, laundry shops, beauty parlors, barber shops, portrait and photographic studies, and refreshment parlors. Mo ni ang mga services nga we render services personally, like in a hotel, we render services to the customers or the guests who avail our hotel. So why people go into a business? Some people go into business for a variety of reasons. They may go into business as owners and employers or as employees. Whether a person goes into business as an employer or an employee, he faces the hazard of loss and other problems connected to business. When people go into business, they enjoy some values that derive. The values when people go into business, one of them is the social approval. The businessman has a high social standing in the community. So, kung naka sa isa ka business, na you have the high standing or you have kanang taas ang pagtanaw sa mga tao nimo. Ikaduha is the profit. The major factor or reason of motivation for going into business is the profit. So, kung kasagaran dyan mo sa isa ka business is to earn profit. Number 3, service to the community and to employees. While profit is an important value, he profits most who serves best. So, kasagaran sad mo sa isa ka business to render services to the community and to help employees to under him. So, number 4 is personal satisfaction. It arises from many opportunities given the businessman to satisfy his creative urge, his desire to witness the concrete fruits of his endeavor. So, kung na masatisfy siya sa akong ansay iyang gusto nga buhaton, bali kung tayo nasa siya gusto nga ma-achieve, then ma-achieve siya, bali masatisfy siya. Then livelihood, people go into a business to earn a living. So mo dyan kasagaran basic nga kuan para isa sa mga why do people go into business is to earn a living o para na sila bali hanap buhay. Then power, some people enter business because they expect to rise up to positions of prestige, power, and leadership. He has the control and can command authority over the subordinates under his control. So, kung nakas isa ka business, then taas-taas kag positions. So, you have the power to control your employees nga under nimo. So, nakakay power nga imong mga commands is ilang sundon, imong mga gusto nga mahitabo, imong gusto nga ma-achieve tungod sa kay ikaw ang ga-manage, ikaw ang gaduma sa imo sa mga subordinates under you. Then protection, quite often individuals inherit a business and rather than suffer a loss through selling it, decide to run the business themselves. So isa sa di kanang mga family businesses ninyo nga kintahay your parents died, then no one will take the position, so ikaw ang mo take sa position sa or mo puli sa position to manage the business, to continually manage the business kay at least man lang di ba kaysa mag-suffer ang inyong business, ma-bankrupt, at least man lang di ba dili mo wala ang gihirapan sa imong family, imong mga parents, so ikaw na lang ang mo take sa position. So when engaging in a business, we should have knowledge of statistics, economics, sociology, and psychology. So statistics deals with mathematical tools, trends, and decision theories. So dili jud ka maka-manage ug madug sa business kung dili ka kamao sa math. So dapat kamao ka sa math, sa mga numbers, ug kamao ka sa mga decisions or theories nga imong buhaton. Then economics deals with the study of the collection of scarce resources for the satisfaction of human wants. So economics kamo ka kung insay kinahanglan or insay makasatisfy sa isa ka sa mga tao para makaproduce ka sa mga products ang ilang gusto. Din sociology deals with individuals relationship to society as a whole. So kung ito isa isa ka business, dapat na kay relationship towards others or towards kanang in the society nga imong gi managean nga business. Then psychology deals with the study of mind. So isa sa mga important factors sa isa ka business to make a business is dapat naa ka sa kamao ka mo basa or mo basa pangutok sa isa ka tawo. Kamao ka mo basa kung sa pangutok sa imong competitors, pangutok sa imong customers, pangutok sa imong employees para ma-success ang imong isa ka business. Then the choice of a particular business. In choosing a particular business, a person may exercise deliberate judgment. He may be guided not only by personal preference but also by a variety of influences and considerations bearing upon him. And some also people choose that business because of opportunity or they don't have any choice. So mo kasi kasagaran people go into business kay naay dakong opportunity or naay dakong chance nga ma-success ni nga business this time, or wala ra jud siya choice to wala ra jud choice nga mabuhat. For those who are free to choose, the following factors may control. Factors in choosing a business: available funds. So the availability of funds definitely limits the type of enterprise you choose. So available of funds, kung you will go into a business, dapat na kay available nga funds. Funds nga maka-provide sa business nga gusto nimong mahitabo. Kay some businesses limits nga funds pud nga insay para jud pud nila. Then special aptitude and interest. In looking for business opportunities, one must take an inventory of personal aptitude and interest. So when you will go into a business, you should review yourself, or you should have do an inventory of yourself, of what is your interest. So unsa jud ang gusto ang interest, unsa jud gusto nang buhaton. By knowing yourself, makahibaw ka kung asa ka dapit maadyo, asa ka dapit dili, asa ka dapit na ay chance nga ma-success. Training, education, and experience. Even though one has the interest and an average aptitude for a given line of business, if his training, educational background, and experience have been in a field foreign to his current interest, it would be to his advantage to work as an employee in that field. So kung ikaw na-train na ka, ang imong educational background, taas-taas ka og educational attainment, ang imong experience, daghan na kay na experience. So kaybaw na ka kung how to manage a business, kaybaw na ka insay mga kalakaran, insay dapat buhaton. Social status of the business. Social standing influences to a marked degree the satisfaction that individual gets from his business endeavors. Kaybaw na sila nga maadyo kada na sumat. There's a possibility nga satisfy nimo sila. Then the competitive situation. Some persons enter a highly competitive field and win a place for themselves by rendering a special service that the customers want. So competitive situation, kamao ka kung naa ka sa isa ka competitive competition, naa kay attitude nga, you have the attitude nga competitive ka, kanang mo compete ka sa isa ka butang, kaybaw kang mudaog ka, kaybaw ka kung mo compete sa imong competitors, dili ka magpapildi, so you have the chance to success. Then location factor and special values of the particular community. The location factor and social lies of an individual will guide him in arriving at a decision. Kung sa isa ka location na you're well known or hibaw na ka dana, din kaybaw na ka aning certain place, din kaybaw na ka insay kalakaran, insan pag manage kung dana ka magama ay dana ang imong business, kaybaw na ka nga insay gusto sa mga tao, insay may trend or demand sa ilaha. So you have the chance sad nga ma-success nimo ang imong business. Then the present or potential demand is another factor that must be evaluated before a final decision is made. It is not always possible to predict future demand, but careful and thorough consideration of it before entering a business may be responsible for success. So, kung kahibaw ka mo basa og una sa mga tao kahibaw ka, uy, sunod nga demand, ay sunod nga ilang mga interest mo ni. So, kahibaw ka nga inside demand, kung updated ka inside trends, kahibaw ka mo sabay sa kung inside trend sa aning time so makaproduce ka og mga products nga insay makasatisfy sa ilaha. Then, social significance of business. We are all buyers of goods, clothing, services, and we are all sellers of our own services. The secret of business success. Better management was the secret of financial success of thousands of successful businessmen. Because successful businessmen are better organizers as they know how to combine money and opportunity and brains to bring out successful results. And that was all. Thank you.